Today on the net, the number of Syrian refugees continues to grow amid escalating tensions across the country. A video of a sexual assault sparks outrage across India. And screenwriter Charlie Kaufman is asking fans for help with his upcoming film venture. The UN Refugee Agency posted a communique to its website on Tuesday saying the number of Syrian refugees seeking assistance in neighbouring countries Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon and Turkey has tripled since April. And since the start of the Syrian uprising a year and a half ago, some 112,000 people have been forced to flee the conflict. A mass exodus, says the agency, with the main victims being women and children, and the host countries doing what they can to deal with the influx. The situation in some of the camps has indeed become alarming, particularly so at the Kilis camp on the Syrian-Turkish border. Some of the refugees here staged a demonstration on Monday, protesting against water shortages triggered by the recent overwhelming arrival of fresh refugees. A number of Twitter reports claim the rally degenerated and more than 10 people were injured, not just protesters, but police officers too, who had to use tear gas to disperse the angry crowd. The Jordanian authorities opened up a new camp last week in a bid to accommodate the mounting flow of refugees. Jordan, along with Turkey, are the countries most affected by this mass influx of Syrians escaping the carnage. The Huffington Post reports that close to 1,000 Syrians cross the border every day seeking refuge in Jordan. The worrying situation looks set to worsen as the bloodshed continues and intensifies across Syria, with growing numbers fleeing the conflict. In this amateur video footage filmed in Damascus over the past few days, we see residents from the capital trying to escape the fighting, taking with them the few personal items they were able to salvage. On July 9th, a 17-year-old girl was sexually assaulted by around 20 men as she left a bar located on a busy street in the city of Guwahati in northeastern India. The attack was filmed by a journalist. The footage was then broadcast on a local news channel and shared on YouTube, leading to widespread outrage from web users across the country. Many have taken to social networks to condemn the violent attack and the fact that passers-by did nothing to stop it happening. Some have described it as a national shame, and others have challenged the reporter, saying he preferred to film the incident rather than come to the girl's aid. But an editor-in-chief working for the same network as the journalist has argued on Twitter that without the video, there would have been no evidence of the assault. The footage does show the faces of the assailants. They've been widely shared online so that citizens can actively participate in identifying them. It's proving to be effective because 6 of the 13 suspects have since been arrested. The online mobilisation continues, meanwhile, with web users across India continuing to help the authorities in tracking down the aggressors. And messages for the victim in this vicious attack continue to pour in from well-wishers. Screenwriter Charlie Kaufman, who penned, amongst others, the films Being John Malkovich and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, is asking for web users' help in financing his next film project and has created a page on crowdfunding site Kickstarter. His aim is to bypass the big Hollywood studios and have total control over his work. And it looks like web users are keen to get on board because Kaufman has already raised $178,000 of the $200,000 required to bring his film project to fruition. As of July 6th, the 11 million people that speak Catalan have been able to tweet in their own language. And the social network's Catalan community has greeted the news with great excitement. But some Spaniards are not quite as happy. They feel it could serve to reinforce the Catalans' desire for independence. And in some cases, a spot of verbal abuse has even found its way online. Enough to concern member of the European Parliament, Ramon Tremosa, who says that hateful messages of this kind should not be protected by freedom of expression. New York collective Improv Everywhere is back making headlines on the web with their latest video. The improvisation experts made it their mission to give some young mini-golf players a glimpse of how it feels to be a professional golfer competing in an official tournament. And as we can see here, they've spared no expense in making the day as realistic as possible. Scores of pretend fans, caddies to assist the mini-golfers, and there was even a television crew on hand to provide coverage of the event.
You dedicated to his caddy, always helping him side by side. Congratulations.